Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. The following presentation is brought to you by Because Bitcoin. I, of course, am Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy, and I'm joined by Max Tucker and Dr. Will's Outlook. Happy Friday, guys. Another week in the books. That is a happy Friday both to the viewers and to this panel, because it has been, I wouldn't call it a very pressing week, but it has been, we're finally starting, I feel like, to get sucked back into these markets in a more meaningful way beyond just, maybe range trading, right? I mean, we had NFP numbers come out today. I feel like that's probably the most notable headline that we have, right? That they were way above expectations, right? Which does signal that, one, the job market is very strong, but also second, that they're probably going to have to keep rates elevated for a longer period of time. The impacts of what that could mean for the market, I'm sure we're going to talk about. But as far as index price action goes in the immediate term, I can't imagine that that's necessarily what bulls wanted to see. I'm looking across the board at equities. TLT set new lows on the week. That continues to, let's call it what it is. It's in full-blown capitulation at this point. It's probably going to find a bottom at some point this month. Where that is, when that is, I don't know the answer to. But right now, that chart is a really tough look at the moment, and you would really hope that Yellen is going to step in fairly soon to be able to stop that bleeding. But I will say, the move that we're seeing in TLT, when you combine it with NFP, right, and the move that we're now seeing in yields, and I really don't trade yields, but when people tell me that the move that we're seeing in yields is occurring as rapidly as it is, then I start to pay attention, right? Because could this cause potentially some problems under the hood of this market as they remain, kind of in the situation that they are? And this is also where I'd like to lean on you guys, because you are also much more familiar with the yields issue than I. But I have to imagine that this volatility that we are seeing in yields, the last time that happened was March, and we did get turmoil in the market. The Fed, I don't think the Fed necessarily stepped in, but the Treasury, somebody stepped in, provided liquidity to the markets, ultimately propelled us to the yearly highs that we set a few weeks ago. So maybe we get some sort of reaction like that. But I do know this much volatility in those markets is typically not a good thing. So I think it's something that we're going to have to pay attention to into the end of October. That probably goes without saying, right? I'm sure we're going to be watching TLT already like a hawk, given where it sits on a higher time frame. As far as crypto goes, not too much to write home about. I mean, we dumped on NFP just like equities. We reversed a lot faster. Could that be, maybe a bit of might be leading equities intraday? It could be. I'll admit that's kind of what I'm using crypto for right now. Might be leading equities intraday. I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to kind of lift price into the end of the day, but I'm not going to have any expectations too strongly to the upside, because I do think that the print is, when you zoom out, the print is probably not a good thing as far as indexes and risk assets seeing higher prices, at least in 2023, right? I mean, this can be a very long market cycle. I think crypto is probably still awaiting its real move, its real break from this range. We've debated, is it going to be up or is it going to be down? I feel like for weeks now, guys, I'm getting exhausted at this range in crypto. It feels exactly like the one that we just broke out of a few weeks ago. And I was really hoping we'd get this trend, and we went right from 6 to 12 week range right back into another one. So I don't know. I'm hoping that this can kind of not cause problems, but cause some volatility in markets that not just allows crypto to move a little bit more freely, but also legacy markets as well. I feel like next week and the next 2 weeks, as markets continue to digest this data and continue to digest these TLT prices, are going to have a significant influence on the market. And like we've been saying, on how we're going to be trading Q4 into the end of the year. But welcome, guys. Happy Friday. Hope everybody slept well. I hope you all have had a phenomenal week. Trading what has ultimately been a range. So it's been a little bit up and down at times, but hopefully not chopping ourselves up, right? How are we doing?
Dude, I'm doing well, but Not as well as Evan Casey, man. Look at this comment. Got some shrimp tacos with cilantro lime sauce.
Ooh,
Oh,
Nice.
man.
Evan's not playing around today, guys.
Fun fact,
let me see some photos.
I'm actually one of those people. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but some people have like a genetic predisposition that when they taste cilantro, it tastes like soap. I'm one
Yeah.
of those people.
You're one of those people.
I'm one of those guys. Sorry.
My grandmother-in-law, if that's a real thing, my grandmother-in-law thinks it tastes like soap also. I just don't think it tastes that good, but I don't think it tastes like soap.
I just don't like it really. It's just like kind of.
It doesn't do anything for me because people put it on meat and stuff. Like I don't want cilantro on steak or something. It just doesn't.
Well,
I can't do cilantro on anything.
What is that green sauce they put on steak? That chimichurri sauce? I think that has cilantro in it. That's fantastic.
It's actually good. Yeah.
All right, I make one exception then. That's fine.
This is a food review show now, guys.
Yeah, guys, we're not talking about the market. Let's pull up a slideshow of food, and we're just gonna give food reviews. All right.
Have you guys seen that Guga food show on YouTube?
No.
Oh, you actually, you know what?
Will
now that we're
knows.
on the subject,
Will.
all right, all right, that I do know, but I wanted to bring up something. I did find an app on the Apple Store that pays you to go eat at places.
What's the catch, Will?
It's a crypto app.
But I thought crypto was a scam.
I thought so too. It's very interesting. Very interesting. It's like a food review type, I guess, thing or whatever. So you go and you eat, you review the food, and then you scan and you get crypto.
You're gonna get so fat from that, man. You get paid to eat. It's over. All right, let's talk about the markets. We'll talk about food in between little segments here. Guys, before we really get into the show, please consider hitting that thumbs up button for us real quick. It does wonders for the algorithm. Really helps the channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. We got almost 30 people watching already and 12 likes. 12 likes. Let's see if we can just do a little like parabola exiting of the range. We'll hit 20 likes real quick.
I want to make one more joke real quick, Max, before we pan away.
Please.
I don't think NFP would ever come down if we employed Americans to eat.
That was a good one.
No,
I bet Jack one, man. Jack should be here for that one.
I do have a follow-up for that. But I had a question into that follow-up, and then if we can continue, if that's cool. And that question is, do all of you still buy orange juice? It's just a question. No, I'm not gonna steal Wabi's thunder. Okay, this is a real question.
I used to drink orange juice as a kid, and I don't drink orange juice anymore.
it's kind of like milk. Kind of like milk in that way, right?
Yeah, I just outgrew. Like I just drink water, man. I'm an adult. I drink water and coffee.
Gotcha. If you were to like orange juice, would you still buy orange juice?
I like orange juice.
I don't even know what the price of orange juice is.
Okay. Do you think most people still buy orange juice if they like orange juice?
Probably.
Yeah,
right now.
That's a fair assumption. Yeah.
So I just want to bring up the fact that orange juice is up 315% since 2020. So that's really interesting that people would still buy orange juice when it's so inflated.
Are they still buying it?
So yeah, I mean that's why it's inflating. It's inflating because people are still buying it, and that's what's keeping inflation going on.
Because people will buy it at whatever price it's at. They need their OJ, apparently.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly where I'm going with the conversation at the end of the day. Like when people talk about inflation a lot of the time, I think they just don't understand, like, when inflation hits peak, you'll only see things like bread being bought, rice being bought, and water. That's it.
All right, let me comment on that. So I want to tell a quick story, and then I promise we're going to talk about the markets, guys. But this kind of has to do with the markets, but I promise. Bear with me for this story. I think it's a decent story. It's not the best you've ever heard, but it's not bad. Okay. So the team is going to the Bitcoin expedition this month in Missouri, and I made a small little mistake, and I kind of double booked myself, and I actually have a good friend's wedding the day after the conference, but we're supposed to spend like 5 days there together. So what I'm doing is I'm basically flying back one morning, and then I go to the wedding, and then his wedding venue is like 5 minutes from the airport. So I'm literally just flying into town, going to his wedding, and then flying right back to be with the team. All right. And I was booking that flight last night. So I'm going to basically be gone one day from the team. I know everyone's crying right now. They're trying to be strong, even in the face of this news. But I booked the flight and I was using Apple Pay, and I didn't know that it had this feature, but you can break up a payment of any size into 4 interest-free installments over 6 weeks. This was a $350 round trip ticket. Okay. And I was like, I can finance this? Like, do they charge me like a couple points? Do they turn the juice on me? Nope. 0% interest, 0% everything, 4 installments over 6 weeks. So, Will, to your point, man, yes, inflation's bad, but you have companies that are willing to literally finance everything. Everybody that has an iPhone and Apple Pay set up can finance everything. There's a tail behind you, Tucker.
Yeah.
We live in this the age of exponential credit, man. That's what it is.
Interesting times, right? Interesting times. I like to bring these things up because I feel like a lot of the time people are just they're overly compensating for the bear case. The reality is like this is a higher for longer environment that can trend for us quite some time before we actually end up getting that systemic issue.
Is ETH going to squeeze here? We have to talk about the markets now. We have to. End of discussion. We have to.
I believe it is going to squeeze.
You think it's going to squeeze?
I'm looking at 1,700 on ETH.
I
but it goes without saying, if ETH is going to get to 1,700, Bitcoin's probably going to outperform it to the upside.
Yeah, ETH BTC could definitely put in a nice bounce after the beating that it took, even if it's just into a lower high. Yeah, that ain't bad, Tucker.
That ain't bad. That oh Jesus Christ. You gotta get out of here, Pete. Get out of here. So I got a wiener dog the other day. His name's Teeny Weenie.
Oh my gosh, this guy and animals.
He's really disturbing the cats a little bit. So they're kind of on one.
And it's even funnier that Tucker has a dog named Teeny Weenie because he's so big.
He's a 7-year-old dash hound.
Can we see Teeny Weenie?
I'm picturing the dog not wanting to like go on the walk, so you have to hold it, and it's just this tiny little dog, and you're just enormous carrying.
Oh, I do. Hang on, let me find them real quick.
You're like the chicks in Hollywood that have the dogs they carry around.
No.
Evan Casey. I'm just sitting back waiting. I'm fully positioned. All right, Evan.
Hold on. What does that mean?
It just means what it means. Just whatever it just means. All right, we're about to see Tucker's dog, and then we're going to talk about markets. I promise.
All right, there's Teeny. Look at this guy.
Oh, look at Teeny Weenie. Put him up there.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. You just want to pick him up. Look at him.
He's a good boy.
That's actually a very cute dog.
Man, you're gonna make me want to go get a dog, man. Dogs are like small car payments now.
My cat, I'll be honest, I spend a lot of money on my cat just because I love that damn thing.
You have to, man. You have to.
My cat has, like, relative to what I have, my cat has maybe one of the nicest feeders it can have, one of the nicest litter boxes. Like, I will buy that cat stuff for him to feel more comfortable in my apartment more frequently than I will do that for myself.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I think we need to highlight Evan there.
Yeah, he's long as hell.
I do think we're going to squeeze everybody who shorted this morning for sure.
Yeah.
Did that though, didn't we?
Yeah, we kind of already have, but there's still we could squeeze more.
No, you got to keep squeezing.
I think we could keep squeezing. The only thing I'm a little skeptical of is that it's a Friday, and I'm just kind of not convinced that there's going to be a ton of follow through this weekend. Unless the squeeze just happens today, then that's fine. But
we've had a few Friday squeezes this year.
You got to admit though, Max, like looking at that chart, that's a good recapture of the low.
Oh, it's really great. Recapture. It's great, dude. I mean, you know what altcoin I bought this morning? Like I'm here for the beta. I bought an altcoin that I've never owned before. I bought spot of an altcoin that I've never owned before, because I think it's going to pull a 2x within the next week, and then I'm going to dump it and I'm going to sell it back to Bitcoin, as you should.
Can you go ahead and repeat that position? Because I feel like in another week when people are holding the bag, they're going to ask you if you're holding it still.
That's why I'm not giving out the name, man, because you give out a play and then you forget to tell people to sell, and they're like, "You dumped on me." And it's like, no, you weren't in the Discord where I talked about it. I don't know what to tell you.
Asset went up 500%. It's not my fault you didn't sell any of it.
The funny thing is like I can see that asset doing what we talked about this morning for sure, and that's just not the high beta play that it's sitting on.
It will. It'll do it. It's got enough hype around it. It's got enough
pump and flip.
It'll pull a 2x.
We'll talk about that asset later on this show.
All right, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later.
Tech's looking a little strong here, man.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about legacy, specifically what's happening in yields, TLT, and then
hold on.
Tech as well.
Snorlax, before we get into that, can we discuss jobs? Can we talk about jobs?
Yes.
Oh yeah, let Will.
I feel like it goes hand in hand with.
I need to cook on jobs.
You want to cook?
Yes.
Wait.
What chart do you need, Will?
Hey.
I need to cook on jobs.
Do you need a chart?
I don't need a chart. Look,
right,
I'm going to pull it up right here on my phone.
Will wants no chart.
I wrote it out, man.
That's not him. Hang
on.
Look, guys. Look, I'm going to cook on this jobs thing because I feel like oh my gosh. Twitter is so offsides.
I'm trying to get Will up.
I see Snorlax. I was like, Snorlax, is that a blemish?
I'm trying to get Will up by himself so he can really cook.
Hold on, guys. Oh man.
All right.
Hold on. We gotta pull this up, guys. Give me 1 sec. All right, because I gotta get the data so nobody can sit there and say, oh, this or that. Look, expectations on jobs was 170,000. Jobs ended up being 336,000. Almost double expectations. You see every bear post in the world right now out there on jobs. I'm going to give you 2 words after I give you the numbers. Okay. So you doubled. Not only did you double jobs, from your hourly rose from last month to this month, 0.2. That means hourly employment went up. Your hourly from this time last year is basically up 4.3%. Like, in what world is that bearish? And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Passive flows. 2 words. 401ks, IRAs, so on and so forth. And spending. These will push the economy right back up again. Like, people are just so off sides on the jobs conversation. They have no clue at all. Like, yes, it's bearish on what the Fed is trying to achieve, but it's literally going to push through anything the Fed does. The Fed can raise rates. It's not going to matter. Why? Because these companies are going to make more money because of this. This is positive for price, right? Whenever you're looking at jobs and you're looking for some type of systemic breakdown, you are looking for deterioration. This is not deteriorate. This is the opposite of deterioration. The opposite. I mean, that's really all I wanted to come out and say, because, man, I was so frustrated just looking across Twitter and just people just continuously bear posting on jobs. They just have no clue what they're talking about. There are some bearish sentiment scenarios. Like I'll say, like, when you look at TLT and so on and so forth, yes, they're at the last line in the sand before they break and form lower lows. All right. They have a little bit more room, one more support. But if they break that, they're probably forming lower lows. And I don't think expectations are there for lower lows. So if that happens, man, you are talking Super Bowl. Like if TLT breaks lower lows, like you're gonna see the market just go into a freaking feeding frenzy. Would I say that's your time to buy? No, no. That's probably your time to sell to the feeding frenzy, right? So I mean that's really just my thoughts on jobs, man. I mean, you can kick it over to charts now, but like, man, I was so frustrated looking at that this morning. Me and Max had a conversation on it.
Well, what happened?
He can go and push stocks higher. I think that's
what happened the last time we had a massive. Because I remember one time it was like they projected like 180 and it was like 500 something. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What happened then? I literally don't. I'm not even. What happened?
Jobs is what sparked this whole reversal. The jobs market turning up and started going positive is what actually sparked this whole reversal. And that's
down here. Sorry, wait.
I mean at the bottom, at the lows.
Yeah, you mean down here?
Yeah. That's what sparked the whole reversal, and that's why it's really got me in the camp. Like, does this thing really? I mean, it may not go into effect immediately, as in like people realizing it. But I think when you saw the move this morning, I think people sat down, looked at their knee-jerk reaction on the sell-off, and then they were like, "Hold on, like this actually isn't bad at all." And now they're buying it back up, right? They pushed into the sell, and now they're pushing back up. And so the reality is we could remain ranged here for like another month or two. Granted, this is one print. I would say on the jobs that's, like, in my opinion, super bullish. But at the same time, if we get a print next month and it's below that, that's not going to be good. That means you got a very volatile market, right? So it's not the time to jump in and say, I got to buy the tops of these candles. It's more the time to kind of pay attention here and understand that the news that we got is not bearish like people are putting it out there to be. It's just not. Like, I think the presidential election will create some shakeups too, right? I see Zodiac posted on that. I definitely think that election years create volatility, and that's probably what we're seeing right now is moving into an election year and so on and so forth. We're seeing the markets kind of get a little shaky because they're always shaky on who's going to be in office, and it's not based on we'll say which person they prefer, but more political decisions and so on and so forth. Are they going to be more harsh on taxes? Are they going to be more harsh on business? That's what shakes up the markets a lot of the time. But ultimately, I think the jobs thing is just, it's so good, like for the market. Now, granted, it is a negative. I do agree with Bulls. It is a negative on what the Fed is trying to achieve, 100%. But unless the Fed comes out and Paul Volckers us, there is going to be no bearish sentiment from this move. As in, the market can remain volatile, but the move should move up.
What are they pricing in for the? I'm gonna look it up.
Before the jobs, it was 75. I haven't looked after. It was 75 on pause, 25 on another rate hikes.
71% pause.
So the market hasn't really moved off of that stool, even with a double the print jobs market.
70-30 is not very comforting.
No, I'm just saying from where they were, right? They were sitting at 75, so only 5% swayed from that move prior to that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Higher, yeah.
Now, granted, you could, yeah. Well, I mean, if we were to take an odds trade, Tucker, right? Say you were to take a trade and you had a 70-30 odds, what side of the trade would you be on? Just from a technical.
70.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like that's all I'm playing this as right now. I'm just playing it as, the odds are in the favor of pause. The odds are in the favor of this actually turning into some kind of, we'll say, look, I don't think we're in some newfound bull market, guys. Like, I just want to be clear. Like, I think this is just an uptrend of a result of an overextension to the downside, and it can continue all the way to the highs. At the end of the day, my sentiment, Max. I told you, all-time highs is where this ends for SPY and so on and so forth. But I do think there's more upside to go. I just do.
So you think we go to all-time highs from here?
Well, I don't know if it'll be from here. We could get another knee-jerk reaction to the downside and then move up. Right? That could be very possible. But what I'm stating is I'm not scared to pitch some dollars in here, and even if we go lower. We're pretty much retesting the entire liquidity zone of where we started. Look at it. You're like barely off the trend there.
You're saying like 5,000 before here.
Yeah. Roughly. It could be a little bit lower, 4,800. It could be just 2 all-time highs. Could be a deviation above. But I'm expecting the market to trend up, and I think it's just going to take a longer time than people think, maybe than a year or two. And then we get up there, everybody's comfortable, everybody's just moving into the market, and then these rate hikes actually start to stick and start to kick into people's mental, and they start to realize what happened. Again, you need to, and you can tell me if you think I'm wrong on this, Max, but you need to see deterioration. We don't see deterioration in these numbers.
You do need to see some deterioration. Okay, so Zodiac said, what about unemployment rate beating expectations? I don't think it beat expectations. It actually missed. I think the expectation was 3.7 and we came in slightly hot. Zodiac, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain that's what happened. It came in a little bit hot, so it was a miss. But yeah, I mean it's a slight miss, but it's not anything that I think is quote unquote recession is here and imminent type of miss. It's not like we came in at 4.2% randomly. It was a slight miss, but initial jobless claims are also down. So, we're seeing the labor market, holding strong and being okay. Yeah, that's what you meant. Okay. So, I mean, it's holding strong and it is, relatively resilient. So, yeah, I mean, I think, Will, you are correct in that sense. Like, there's all this talk about something breaking, and I haven't seen anything actually break quite yet. We're starting to see signs that it might happen, but it hasn't happened yet. So I think, Will, you are correct in the sense that things can just continue on being short-term or even like medium-term bullish simply because things aren't bad yet. You have to assume that if things are just kind of neutral, then the market's going to continue to float up and the trend is going to conquer. So in that sense, I do agree with you, Will.
Yeah. And it's not some kind of like, I don't come in here on a daily, like a lot of these people that are like, we're going to 7,000 SPY in 6 months. I never preach that stuff, guys. Like, I just want to be clear on the stream. Like I try to stay grounded with my pricing and where I think price can go. And I just, man, like I am so bullish on the jobs print. It's not even funny. And claims too. Like claims is not, it's not even a thing. That's the other thing too. You can look at unemployment all you want. And we've talked about this many, many, many times, but nobody's claiming, right? So if you're not doing claims, what does that mean? That means the job market knows they can find another job. It means they're confident in the job market and there's no deterioration yet. Like there's so many factors that are pointed to no deterioration yet. I want to be clear, yet, right? I think that these things do settle in and deterioration starts to happen, and that's what the Fed's trying to achieve, but they're just not there yet. So we can talk price and look at charts if you guys want. I mean, bearish or bullish.
The dollar and the VIX both look kind of bad. So there's that.
Bullish then, Tucker.
I'm just saying they look kind of bad. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, that looks like it's trying to roll over.
I mean, the VIX, I'd say the dollar looks way worse than the VIX. The VIX can just hang out up here, and that would be bearish, in my opinion, if they can't crush it, right? But
yeah, the dollar's got to give us a couple weeks of a pullback, man. After what we just saw, it's got to give us a couple weeks.
I feel like you should throw oil up there instead of Qs, Tucker. And take a look at that too.
Why is ETH not at 2,000 yet, guys? I don't understand what's happening.
Now, I said I expected a choppy week this week in all markets. I think in general, like, we can probably chop for another week or two, and it's going to make everybody want to rip their hair out. But I think the things that you should be looking at, Tucker highlighted one of them, the VIX. if the VIX ends up forming a higher low during the next like week or two, that's a very bad sign for markets. I cannot emphasize that enough.
I mean, I feel like it already has formed a higher low.
Yeah, you could argue it already has, right?
Yeah. I mean, like that's not even a
I mean, if
question
you
in
get
my
another
mind.
higher low.
Yeah.
I think the VIX could dip further than people expect, but I don't believe that the VIX uptrend is even close to over.
Here's the thing though. Can you zoom out? Yes, zoom out far, Tucker. I know you guys are gonna laugh. Scroll.
Here's your levels, man. There's your generational bottom buy.
Throw it on the monthly real quick. Just throw it on the monthly. Let's just do it. Look at your trends. Draw your lines on your trends there on the lows. Okay.
Hang on, let me just.
That's your systemic risk area.
Yeah. There. Okay,
I don't think we're gonna reach that. So
draw a trend line on the monthly RSI since
draw your up and down trends right here. Just draw your up and down trends on the lows. No, lows.
Well, and guys,
we'll do the highs too.
Look, you can't just draw these lines with insufficient likes on the video. So guys, we got 41 people watching. If you guys are enjoying the content so far, if you thought Tucker's dog was cute, please consider hitting that thumbs up button for us. It really does wonders for the show, does wonders for the channel. And thank you guys so much for your continued support. But please hit that thumbs up button for us. It really helps us out. And also, we'd love if you guys subscribe to the channel. You're watching Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We run this show 5 days a week, every single day, Monday through Friday at 10:40 a.m. Eastern time. So please consider liking and subscribing. Tucker, back to you.
Yeah, very much like what you have there, Tucker. So the VIX overall, and you could arguably say it has an uptrend before that, right? But the VIX overall is in a downtrend. It's in a downtrend on the RSI. It's in a downtrend on the chart, on the lows. And I think that's something that should not be ignored on the overall, right? I mean, I would say it's a little bit higher. We definitely bounced below that line at some point. But the point being at the end of the day is that you're downtrend. Yes, that's where I'm looking for VIX to bottom. That's where I'm looking for at the bottom.
Bold div.
See, I think VIX bottomed. My opinion is that the VIX bottomed when you draw the swing low from the COVID impulse, because I feel that's a contextually very relevant level to the VIX.
We're already below that
in general, more so liquidity than anything.
Yeah, but
the COVID impulse. Yeah, you mean this?
Yeah, and it held it as support. So we would need to. I don't know. It seems somewhat symbolic that we found a pretty consistent bid at that level and sprung to the level that we did. I will say 15. If they can push it below 15, then the VIX is probably pinned once again, and they will probably crush volatility into the single digits by the end of the day.
I don't know. The VIX, when it directionally starts to go downtrend, I would say arguably you're going back to the lows where Tucker had that line previously. I would definitely say you're going back
what
to
would
the lows.
what would you need to see it break to break the trend? Just like here.
No, I'd need to see it break that green area that you have up there. Then I think you're trending back up.
33.
That's probably
it would have to get back to that range. That would allow us trend to reverse back up.
Well, yeah, but if you get to 33, that is a nuke.
It is. But I'm telling you, this is the VIX, right? So the VIX volatility can be extreme at times, and price may not move quite as much.
Yeah, but you're not going to like trend above 30. You know what I mean? Like you're just going to spike and it'll be done.
No, yeah. I would need to see it hit 30, and I would think that it's going to reverse.
Can you imagine if the VIX flipped that and just moved sideways above 30?
Can you imagine if it did this?
Yeah, breakout. The VIX is breaking out of a 4-decade-long range.
Let's not do that.
No. The biggest thing here is you have 4 consecutive touches of that low, or 3 rather, and I think you're going to get a 4th. And I mean the low that you outlined the first time, Tucker.
The low. What? Which low?
Down, right there.
Oh, you want like the floor? You want sub $10 VIX? That's what you want.
I want to see VIX retest. It does it every single time once it starts trending down.
He wants $9 VIX.
When I see VIX roll off that floor, you're now in a consecutive bull run.
We will blow out volatility shorters before the end of the year.
Can we do this, Tucker? Do this. Open up a new pane at the bottom and put the S&P 500. I'd like to see where the previous VIX sub $10 hit.
Yeah, you can definitely look at S&P too.
Yeah, so
it was just in a monstrous uptrend.
Okay, so monstrous uptrend before turbulent times, though, right? So, yes, we still went up. Okay, but there was a lot of garbage to follow that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving now. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is does the VIX like completely? Okay,
it goes sideways.
So VIX sub 10, and then shortly after that, things hit the fan.
That's where your nuke happens. Nuke happens once you retest the lows.
This is a little different over here. I mean, it was a little choppy for a bit, but there was like a crazy bull market.
It touched it a couple times.
Yeah. See, because I've been studying the VIX a lot lately. I think we can. I almost am looking for a similar move. Will, I just don't think it's going to be as extreme. Like I think we can pull back into 15 and form a base there. Not much of a base, more like a wick. We'd probably form a base around like 16 before going back up on the VIX.
But I see what I'm talking about there, right?
We need a spike on the VIX before we can start talking about really crushing volatility and sending markets higher.
Well, no, it doesn't send markets higher though.
Well, I know, but once the volatility gets crushed from the spike, it will send markets higher.
Yeah, I mean, this is my whole thesis behind, basically SPY back to all-time highs, because I think if SPY gets back to all-time highs, VIX is sitting at that low.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And then at that point, you're getting rejected.
Yeah. If VIX is at single digits by the end of the year, we'll probably be at all-time highs. I definitely agree with that standpoint.
For sure.
Hey, Tucker, I'm gonna pop. I'm gonna pop off. You guys can stay on. All right.
I was about to say something about that. Do you want any of us to?
No, you're fine. You guys can stay. That's all.
You got it.
Yep. I'll do it.
All right.
All right.
All right. What else we got? We got a little ETH pamp. Oh yeah,
bro! Look at that squeeze.
Pop that bad boy to 1,700.
Let me pop down to the 3-minute real quick.
That is a squeeze. Hold on, let me look at my portfolio real quick.
Break these highs.
I just want to see this real fast.
Let me look at my portfolio. Oh man. Yeah, man, you break those highs.
Man, I'm
little $10 pop. Come on.
I crushed.
See you later. See ya.
It's rare that you have like a perfect day trading the news events, man, but that's what today feels like. Oh, feeling good.
A lot of people are gonna get euphoric. It's just gonna get crushed right back down again.
I'm right there with you, Tommy. I'm right there with you.
Oh my! Yeah. Look at it. Look at it.
Oh, they got all the trend line shorters.
Oh, dude, I know. Look at this. The trend line shorters are in shambles.
Bro, they're about to get liquidated.
I like the lowest X's more because I feel market makers will prey on the people who use them on a lower time frame.
Oh yeah, they will. Oh yeah. Especially through the bull market, they were destroying low time frame traders continuously. 5, 10K swings just to make sure they caught every single one of them. Yeah, I mean, this is what you want to see. How's Bitcoin looking? Man, Sol is crushing people right now.
I should have taken the long on Sol, man.
I think you're almost at a short there. Look at that trend down.
Yeah, I think so
at the highs.
Yeah,
Sol Bitcoin still looks pretty limp, is what I would say.
You could bring that down to the other ones just so it touches the middle one there. Just like you don't have to angle it. Just there we go. Just leave it the way it was and then just pull it down.
Let's go. We like to see it, man.
And then now just pull it down the trend. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's what I would say is probably what you're looking to hit. You could probably poke through it a little bit, but like that's where I'd be looking for a short if I were going to.
Evan Casey's having a good Friday.
I can bet you it's more than likely going to reject right off of that.
Evan effing Casey.
Zodiac said 4 hour BTC is mental illness.
I don't even think it's a 4 hour. It probably is.
Oh man.
Man.
Wow.
Man, they didn't even sweep the low either.
This is what I meant though, Snorlax. Like I was like, they're being predatory to the downside.
Yeah.
So and they keep on ripping higher, which is telling you they're trying to take out short longs. Like
that tells me they're trying to take shorts out, man, because all the squeezes have been so aggressive. But it's still a range. It's still a range at the end of the day. Like,
yeah. I mean, I would say arguably those downtrends have been just as violent as the uptrends. When they yank it down,
a liquid mess is what I would call this range, man.
Yeah.
It's Binance pushing us to wherever people are overcrowded in positioning, and then it just immediately reverses in the opposite direction.
I think that 29K is looking better and better.
I could see it.
And I think that, that's where everybody's going to go max long, and we're going to probably see a decent pullback from there.
I don't think ETH is going to make another high, but I think Bitcoin can.
Ooh, you might get a little rejection here on ETH potentially. I know you love using MAs as SR, but
yeah, the 650, the 1650, that's what I was looking at too, and it's almost a perfect price zone too. The 1650, it's like a perfect dollar.
I think you get into like these highs probably.
Give me all the bleeds highs, Tucker. Give me a rejection from that level, and then give me the real stop.
But Tucker, if you flip that, you're hitting the 1700. Like if you flip that green zone that you made, you're hitting
I think you get like sweep all of these guys, and then you get into here and then you fail probably.
I agree. I think we're going to come into that level. I think we're going to fake a rejection, and then they're going to put the real stop run in above everybody who just shorted that level.
Right there.
Yeah.
And then it's not going to be this. It's just going to be that.
Yeah. It's going to be a really aggressive lower.
I like it. I like it.
Wag me. It's over.
I love
just draw it on the chart. Write it on the chart. Wag me up there.
Yeah, wait. Let me put that back.
And then we'll come back and visit this later.
Any Whataburger fans?
Bro,
in the audience?
This market is so predatory.
Tucker, you like Whataburger?
Yeah, I like a Whataburger, of course.
About my Tumblr.
Oh man, that's awesome. How did you get that?
My brother got it for me for Christmas.
Oh, that's a great.
Where did you get that? Or where did
I don't know where he found it, man.
That looks awesome too. I just bought a $60 NFT shirt off somebody yesterday.
A what?
$60 NFT shirt?
Yeah, I think the shirt might be worth like $10 with the print. But
I love
what
the
NFT?
I love the penguins getting stuffed
dude with like an ape. I don't know.
The Pudgies getting stuffed animals in Walmart, and they're selling for $5, and you have people selling them on eBay for like 50.
3 from what I saw. But you know what? I think the person who posted that $3 one though, I think those are probably all like bringbacks or like probably open box or like you know how people are. They like to steal the QR codes and then bring back the item and then return it, and they're selling it for a discounted price.
Somebody's going to be putting a PlayStation 4 in their cart and scanning Pudgy Penguin.
You know how people are, man. Yeah. Dumb.
Oh, you guys see this? That's a real OG right there. I love
1 a.m. Whataburger enjoyer.
1 a.m. Whataburger enjoyer.
Look at that handle, bro.
This guy's saying OI, but
you still got room on OI.
Dude, OI is not doing anything, man. Look at that.
OI is dead on ETH.
OI is completely dead. Like that's not even. You gotta like, if you full retrace, if you BART this on OI.
Do you know what that looks like though? That looks like that last OI high before they retrace the entire move.
Ooh,
the 1700 move.
We're getting some coming in right now though.
Let me see what they are.
People always bid the top. They always bid the top.
Yeah.
ETH has been full of people crowding into longs. There really haven't been too many shorts on ETH, interestingly.
Yeah, but longs at the highs, not like longs at support.
Oh yeah,
it's always longs at the highs.
The entire move up.
Like people are always chasing beta. They don't know how to get in before it moves.
Yeah, these are longs, Tucker.
Yeah, I just TP'd a little. I'm not gonna lie.
These are longs.
He's like, I need some money. Need to scab some off of this.
Yeah, I did.
Reduce my position.
I scraped some.
I don't blame you, bro. That 1650 zone looked juicy. I think you can get some volatility in here too.
Man, I would love to take out the bleed shorts from yesterday because I was one of them.
From yesterday.
I love rebalancing a level that I've already come.
I mean, we just did, right?
I mean, you rebalance that one, but you go higher, you're rebalancing a lot.
These are
says BTC is about to tag 28 again.
Where is it at?
27.
Wow, it's already at 28. Yeah, ETH's not making a new high.
Yeah,
Bitcoin's gonna steal the show off all these. Yeah,
He's
gonna stop. It's gonna stall out against this move, guaranteed.
I think so too. One more leg on ETH, and it's gonna give a fat rejection from that 1670 sweep.
Whenever Bitcoin starts to steal the show, it's over. Just start scalping some profit. Understand that move can come back on you. At least if you're in an altcoin play.
I'm just happy that we're finally getting the move to 4,300 in legacy because I've been waiting for that all week. All week. We're at 4,280 right now.
The funny
84 technically.
You want to know the funny thing, Snorlax? I'm going to give you some alpha live here on the stream.
Let's do it.
All right. A lot of the Ethereum buyers have been hiding on the Arbitrum side. And you could tell by liquidity. Right? Arbitrum's overall flows are majority Ethereum and now Arbitrum. So a lot of people don't even see the flows of Ethereum and where they're coming from because they're on the Arbitrum side. You can see it on Dex Screener. Like it's plain as day. Like they're hiding on the Arbitrum side.
Arbitrum looks kind of interesting.
They're hiding on the Arbitrum side?
Well, I say that because a lot of people don't know how to actually look across other chains and see if like you're seeing some arbitrage across another chain for a specific token. Mm-hmm. Right. And so
arbitrage across chains is like, fun fact, you can make way more money arbitraging dislocations and chaos across chains than you can shorting USD. Most people completely miss that. And that was one of the things I noticed in Luna, man. And even not just Luna, but USDC. I mean, there was somebody in my Discord who I want to say he either went to Arbitrum or Avalanche, a lending platform, and he made like $40,000 or $50,000 just from arbing the USDC dislocation for like a few hours.
Bro, there was a dislocation in the bull run of classic Ethereum from Binance to Coinbase by almost $30.
I remember that, dude.
I think put in half my portfolio.
I think it was more than that.
Yeah, I put in. I think it was 90. It was some insane amount, but I put in half my portfolio on Binance, bought all the Ethereum Classic, and moved it over to Coinbase. They put a hold, but the hold released before the price came down. So I still got the arbitrage play, even though they put a hold on me like assholes.
Man, I remember that. There were two tokens that had just this insane premium on Coinbase during the bull run. The other one was shit. The other one was shit. And the reason people couldn't get ETC out of Coinbase was because Coinbase to send ETC uses the Ethereum Classic network, which takes like 4 days of confirmations to send a transaction.
Oh my God.
I remember at the time I found that out because I bought some and I tried to withdraw it and I'm like, where the hell is my money?
Oh
Didn't get there
man.
for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that 1650 stall is looking more and more juicy.
I think we can
definitely listed having a hard time here. Yeah, thinking about 1650, you're going to go. You're going to go to 1700, but you got to flip that.
I mean, is Bitcoin going to run the highs? That's all that,
Yeah, I like this, man. It's a good Friday.
It is.
It's a good Friday. If only it were sunnier outside.
Oh, let's pull up the coin that shall not be named.
BNB.
It's a lot of alpha, man. It's a lot of alpha for the
public. That coin, yeah.
Starts with an A and does not end with an A.
It's true. It's true.
I like this coin, man. I've always liked this coin. I just, token got smashed last year. Like
do we give the people the alpha that aren't in the Discord? I guess we could.
Well, I mean,
since Max isn't here, we got to give him something.
Max isn't here, so you know what?
Yeah, we got to do it while he's not paying attention.
Oh man,
this is a big level for AVAX, though. I will say.
Yeah,
you flip 11, you're going to go, bro.
Look at this chart, man. Jesus.
Yeah, but you flip 11, you flip support, and now you're going to go. You got to flip 11 though.
Yeah. This is a huge level.
Exactly. It is the level. Scroll out more, Tucker. Look all the way across, bro. All the way across. That is the level.
Yeah. I like that right there.
You have to flip that.
Yeah.
If you don't flip that, you're going down in a big way, though. I will say that.
Wow.
Yeah. They're probably gonna. Dude, people are probably longing the top of this right now. I don't know.
This was exactly the type of day last year where I would have just gotten destroyed.
You might have to fake these people out and then go. Honestly.
Yep. Pull back before you rip.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Now.
All right. Nobody tell Max that we gave you guys that. All right.
He's looking a little sus.
How's Bitcoin looking now? Let's check out Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Hesitating at the 28.
It's gonna run the highs. Well, I guess those aren't the highs, are they?
Nope, those are the highs. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Bitcoin flips that zone that you're looking at there right there, Tucker, like that's gonna go in a big way.
Yeah. Yeah, I cut the East scalp long. We'll get back in if we need to, but I just cut it.
Are we looking on SPY right now?
Looking a little traditionals.
We're coming into 4,300, man.
Coming in, man. Yeah, we are.
Love to see it.
Yeah, wait, let me switch.
Way. Yeah, that was a good call, man. I didn't see it happening. Not gonna lie.
I was getting skeptical with how much time we spent at the lows this week, but
that's why.
Look at Dixie. Jesus.
Yeah, I think next week's highs early in the week are probably going to be a bonk.
A bonk
for me. I love that phrase for shorts, man. A good old bonking.
Bonk them. Yeah.
Let's see, what else are we looking at? Yep, they're gonna crush the VIX. Does not surprise me.
No, not at all.
Now I'm on higher low watch on the VIX. That's gonna paint the whole picture for me. If it just goes to Hades, markets are gonna recover. If it doesn't, forms a higher low, I'd be very concerned if we form a higher low.
If it flips 4,300, what are you gonna do, Snorlax? What's your positioning?
Well, I actually covered a lot of my shorts this morning.
No, I don't mean like by that. I just mean like what are your thoughts on direction if it flips 4,300?
I think we can deviate above 4,300, but my expectation is kind of that we've broken down from support and that we're bleeding and chopping into a bigger move. So I'm kind of expecting a climactic sell, but I think that as long as you don't see a break back into the range at like 43.50, I'm inclined to be very bearish.
Okay, so up to 43.50, you're bearish, but if it flips 43.50, what's your positioning on the market at that point?
I'd probably be patient at that point, to see if it was just a deviation back into the range. But if it's a full-blown range reclaim, we can very easily rotate all the way back to the highs.
So like 4,400.
Yeah.
But like that's your range breakdown right there, right? Like this was your range up here.
Yeah, I mean from that area, but I mean like if you scroll out to
from a volume standpoint, Tucker, I think 43.50
like
is
higher time frame.
Is that
I think there's support there too.
Where'd you anchor it?
I don't even remember where I anchored it. I had some high volume nodes near 43.50 that I marked out for whatever reason.
The volume.
I got to run, guys.
See you, Will.
43.50. All right. See you, Will. Yeah, 43.50 is that value very low on that one. I wonder. Come on.
No, I mean, I think if you just anchor it from where we broke out of that vertical accumulation, right, at 41.50 roughly. But yeah, I mean, you could use that too. It's basically the same thing. I think the volume above 43.50 is probably trapped at this point. And I think it's one of those things where in order to get bullish, we need to prove that this is a deviation and break back into the range, put those buyers back on side, or we need to make those buyers become forced sellers. And whether we go up or down from that puke, I don't know, because equities are kind of their own beast, right? They can always turn the printer back on, do various things to pump the market. But I would like to see some sort of climactic sell from this range breakdown. Doesn't have to be a high time frame trend shift, although I believe that it is. But I do believe it's going to culminate with buyers puking from this range. But I'm pretty happy with this pump, I got to say. I'm very happy I'm going to get to load some cheaper puts than a few days ago.
Yeah, I don't even think we get up here. I think you probably, let's pull it back up.
I've been comparing this to the Bitcoin range breakdown from 2021, man. If you want to if we could go to that chart, because that's what I think we're going to play is literally something like that. Maybe a lower time frame.
From 2021?
It was like the second half of November 2021.
Second half of November 2021.
We just broke down distribution range. We're chopping low support.
Like here?
Exactly. That's where I think we are.
It won't be this violent, but
right. That goes without. It's not going to have the same.
Are you calling support like here? Are you calling?
No, it's higher than that.
Yeah,
like 60K was support at the time.
Yeah. I guess all this was support. Yeah, there you go.
So I think we're painting something similar to that right now.
So you should just put in.
If the VIX forms a higher low and we continue to print a structure like that, man, that's a problem. But not.
You should just put in lower highs until it falls over, right?
That's kind of what I think will happen.
Yeah. So I mean, something like that. Yeah, I would say you don't want to see it above 43.30. You probably don't even want to see it above these highs, honestly, for too long. Yeah, that's your spot, I guess, actually. It's probably a deviation of 4,300.
If you get a deviation early next week, probably not a bad spot to, like I said, I'll be bonking that region if we show weakness.
Yeah.
But man, I'm pretty stoked with how today went. It's like this was the type of day last year where I would have probably put a hole in my account, to be quite honest. Yeah. Let's see, what is Bitcoin doing? Yeah, I bet dominance is just chatting right now. What does Bitcoin dominance look like, Tucker?
Chad on the lower time frames, yeah. But still, I mean, yeah, it's an uptrend.
I always say our biggest moves in Bitcoin dominance happen from altcoin downside.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, that's definitely going to get the highs at minimum.
What a wild day.
I mean, this is always what Ben Cohen talks about, is it'll pump, alts break BTC pair support, and then alts will dump, and this thing just chads like that.
I remember back in
which is what's happening right now.
Back when we were in the Bitcoin dominance range, it was always such good signal that the market nuke was coming. Like if altcoins were near the bottom, definitely don't want to be long. Or if Bitcoin dominance was near the bottom of the range, definitely don't want to be long alts.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's probably gonna pop.
I think Matic is front running the move that ETH is doing by a few hours.
Front running ETH?
Yeah, I mean, just popping above that bleed.
Oh yeah, because I see it. Because the ETH, what am I on the 1 hour? Let's go back to the 1 hour. Let's take off all this garbage.
I think the next week or two is probably going to be very confusing for people to trade.
So you think Matic is like what, right? Like right in here right now?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's above all these highs. You think it gets stuffed in this right in here?
I think they stuff it first time, it pulls back, and then eventually we're going to wick everybody who shorted this reach. In the same way, I think we're probably going to do something like that on ETH, unless we U-turn like right now.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Let's see, what does Soul Bitcoin look like? Oh man, looks bad, man.
Yeah.
I would argue that, like, if you were telling a normie to put one crypto chart in their trading view list, they're just an equity trader, you could probably get away with just Soul Bitcoin.
If they were an equity trader?
Yeah, if you were looking for like a gauge on risk in crypto, ETH Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah, Soul Bitcoin doesn't look great. Yeah.
Corn. Good old Cornita.
Cornita.
I think I told you guys this. Whenever people say corn now, I don't even think of real corn. I think of Bitcoin.
Yeah. It's funny. I have corn on my chart also. Corn's looking a little bullish. I wonder if there's a correlation to be found.
Man.
Yeah, man, maybe though.
This would be really funny if there is.
All right, well, I'll tell you this. The top was the top.
That's pretty gnarly, man.
Did corn front run Bitcoin's nuke? We're gonna find something, man.
Oh man, corn. Why? Why is this actionable?
Bitcoin led, corn followed.
Corn
to Bitcoin correlation.
We are over an hour, guys. So if there are any tickers that you want us to take a look at before we wrap up for the week, just shoot them over in the chat, and we'll look at those before we wrap up.
Yeah, wait, what's that OJ ticker?
Orange juice, frozen concentrate orange juice.
Is it this one that's just chatting? Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. Tomo. Oh, dude, I've heard SC talking about
Every
that.
time I hear Tomo getting traded, I'm expecting like that it's printed the biggest scam of a pattern ever.
Yeah.
This is like a perpetual cartel coin.
Yeah, what even is this?
Probably need to anchor a profile from the big squeeze candle on the 4 hour.
Yeah, probably. Why not? Where is it? Jesus.
Gnarly.
There we go. Hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of tough, but if we zoom
Normally
out,
it's a fade. Normally above 1.46, it's a fade. But that's a pretty big range.
I will say if you zoom out to like the daily and the weekly, what we're printing right now looks like a higher time frame 3-drive distribution, very similar to the one that we printed on Tomo from January 2021 to November 2021. From that, it looks like a smaller version of that. Oh, hi.
You see her? She's on top of my chair.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know how you're going to get down there. Peanut.
Is that Cookie?
No, it's Peanut.
Peanut. Wait, yeah, that's what I meant. You don't. My bad.
No, you're good.
What's again?
Yeah.
I love that.
This guy said Tomo fucks me over more than most. Oh, Caspa. They want Caspa.
What is Caspa doing today? I was looking to short Caspa near 5.3 cents if we got a sweep.
Yeah.
If we're about to go full bull, Caspa is printing the INJ end of accumulation pre-giga candle. And if we are in distribution, Caspa is printing the high time frame 3-drive distribution pattern that you've seen Bitcoin print, you've seen Luna print it. I would argue NVIDIA is printing it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually you get the 1, 2, 3, and then the lower high. It's just like Bitcoin, right? It's like this. Jam, not that. It's like this, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's over. Look at that 3. Jeez. Yeah. So it's one or the other. I know I saw one of our guys in Discord was showing like the Wyckoff reaccumulation versus distribution chart for Caspa. And it's basically what you said. It's either it's over or it's about to literally shed through the ceiling. And it's just you have to think about it contextually with where Bitcoin's at in a pre-halving year.
It's beta. It's beta, man. It's beta.
Yeah, it is beta. So yeah. We are going into the halving, but at the same time, we're not like in QE, ZERB, free money, bull market, wag me territory right now. So I would favor distribution, but
it is a ticker that I think the community is looking to accumulate though whenever it bottoms. I will say that.
Oh, for sure.
I have a lot of smart friends that are fans of Caspa, even though I couldn't really tell you exactly what it does.
No, well, I know it's like some sort of like it's kind of like Bitcoin, right? It's like a ghost. It uses the ghost DAG rather than a blockchain, and it's much faster, and it is proof of work, and
it really ripped it today. Jesus.
Yeah.
And that is why you don't short economic data. Wow.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. 1 sec. I think I locked my feet. 2 seconds.
I would love to see them crush the VIX a bit more. Oh, we lost Tucker. You guys are stuck here with me for the time being, but this is a great time for me to shout out all of our premium content, guys. If you have really enjoyed the stream, we do have links to be able to access that in the description of our YouTube video, as well as the link tree of our Twitter bio. We talk about trading all of these different tickers, as well as our positioning and everything in between. So just shouting that out real quick before we start to wrap up.
Yeah, sorry, my fiance was locked out. I had to let her in. I always double lock the door for some reason. I don't know.
That's
why.
the smart thing to do.
Always. But then she comes home and she's locked out. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. You're getting close on equities. It might be just about time.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for next week, I think, for them to put it a weekly high, but I tend to agree. This was exactly the type of move I was looking for. But we can go ahead and wrap up. What do you think, Tug?
Yeah, I agree. Also, last thing, you're getting some pretty aggressive uninversion on the yield curve, which is
isn't that bearish?
Yeah, that's hella bearish. That's about.
I haven't heard the uninversion in a really long time, but I remember when I did, it was pretty bearish.
It's bearish. You got to get above 0 is really where you got to get. Hang on, let's see. Yeah, you got to get above 0 because like every time you get above 0, it's like there's the top. Down only, pretty much. I mean, 08 was a little different, like that's when you got above 0, right? You kind of hung out and then you nuked and you came back. But 2000, you were already pretty much nuking once you bottomed in this. And then when you crossed 0, that was when it was down only. But yeah.
I'm pretty curious to see how this market cycle is going to resolve, whether it is resolving, sooner than later, as I'm kind of expecting, or whether it's going to resolve, before much higher prices as some others expect. It's like one of those things where it's, everybody says, oh, is this time different for this and this and this? And I'm just thinking to myself, I mean, we have a myriad of factors that are different from every other market cycle in this current one. I have no idea what to expect. I'm just going to trade the chart, man.
I mean, why did this mark the bottom? Yeah. I don't know. We do need yields to turn around here soon, though, or else it could get ugly, I think. But
it's been a very volatile and aggressive move in yields, which is almost worse because you have to position and rebalance much more quickly, and it just tends to cause problems because bonds are not supposed to be volatile. That goes without saying, though.
Yeah, so the bottom here was the top, and the top here was the bottom. So it just depends on the profile, right? Like if people are bidding bonds, they're selling equities in this profile, and then they sold bonds and they bid equities. So just depends. Yeah.
Let's see, man. I mean, I feel we're finally seeing some gears start to turn under the hood, right? I mean, that's kind of been the entire thing. We have a very strong job market, but we're finally starting to see, in my opinion, weaknesses in the strength of the market, right? And I think it's the interesting thing is that people want to judge the strength of the economy off the market until the market shows weakness. And then everybody talks about how the strength of the economy is why the market should go higher. I do find that shift in rhetoric fairly interesting, but yeah, no, I guess we'll see. Everything at a pretty critical inflection point at this time. So the next 2 or 3 weeks will probably be very important as far as how Q4 is going to trend from a directional standpoint. So it is unironically time to pay attention, guys. But I hope everybody had a phenomenal week. It was a range, but I felt like we got some pretty good volatility this week, which is always refreshing. Hopefully y'all stayed safe, protected your capital, even made some money. I'm excited for this weekend, excited for the rest of October. But yeah, no, we will see you guys later for a space. Of course, as always, make sure to tune in for Market Talk with King Bobby. I'm sure it'll be a great show. It always is. Lots of interesting discussion, especially after, we get these data prints and you can get opinions from both sides of the aisle to balance your perspective out a little bit. But
we've got Zoran Cole on today as well. That's
right. Yes, we do have a special guest, Zoran Cole. Make sure to tune in. That's going to be a great guest. I'm really excited for this episode. It is so funny to me that him and Wabi were working out over the weekend.
I know. I know. Just pumping iron together.
But y'all have a great rest of your Friday. Like I said, have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.